Hey, this is Pat, and today we are checking out the all-new Street and Steel Mission Cargo Riding Pants. Now, the Mission Cargo Riding Pants are one of my favorites in Street and Steel's new lineup, just for the price, as well as cargo jeans are kind of my thing. I like the overall look of these. I like the colors that they come in. So if you are shopping for a new pair of pants and you want a casual look with a little bit more functionality, especially while riding out on the bike, you might want to take a look at this video and see all the features in here, because this might just be the right one for you this riding season. But before I get too long-winded, let's hit some of the features on when it comes to fit right out of the gate. I have Norman on my left. He is 6'3", 220 pounds, and he measures his belly button right around 36, but he typically wears a US jean size in 34. Size 34 in these Mission Cargos are fitting him spot on. We're actually just talking about how comfortable they were on him right before this. Sitting in the riding position, the amount of stretch built into the chassis, as well as just the overall cut, is a A+ in my book when it comes to these Street and Steels. Now, they are $120. I know I mentioned that. They come in sizes ranging from 28 up to 42, and they're currently available in 3 colorways, which is black, the sand that I have here, and then there's also a light green. I'd call it like an olive green colorway as well. But overall main construction here, you are looking at a stretch cotton main construction. When I say stretch, it's about 3% elastane built into there. But one thing I want to call out is underneath the key areas that you want it, areas you're most likely to hit the deck, at the hip, at the knee, and the seat, you are getting an Aramid reinforcement. It's 180 GSMs, grams per square meter, of Aramid behind that. And with all those combined, the fabric actually tests up to CAA when it comes to the abrasion rating, which I think is what most people out there are looking for when it comes to a casual riding pant that doesn't feel overly stiff or robust, that you can wear every single day. Like I said, with that stretch built in, it's just very comfortable with that main material. And another key part I want to talk about when it comes to the main construction is there's actually a nice stretch moisture wicking liner inside of there that's going to make them a little easier putting on and off, but they're going to keep it a little bit more comfortable on those hotter riding days. It's not something that Aramid is right up against your skin. That can get a little irritating in summer months, which we've seen from other brands in the past. I like that they're adding a nice comfort liner inside of there. So I tip my hat to Street and Steel when it comes to the overall main construction. But let's start working our way down and see all these features that they have built in. You have a button and zipper main entry. It's an auto-locking YKK zipper, so it's not going to slide on you. You have belt loops throughout that are reinforced, and it's a traditional 5-pocket design with 3 up front, 2 in the back, and I like that they flattened the rivets on here. I'm not a fan of rivets really in general, just because they can scratch your tank, but if they are going to have them for an accent style, I love that they're actually hammering them down and not leaving them sticking out, because that is what's going to really scratch your tank. So I like that they've done that up there. Down the front, you'll notice the cargo pockets, which we'll see a little bit more on the side. I love cargo pockets in riding pants, just 10 times easier to carry your wallet. You're not putting them up front or in the back or in the riding position. They get a little bit more irritating. I love tossing them out to the side. That's where my wallet goes whenever I pull up to a gas tank. It's 10 times easier. If I ever get pulled over, it's 10 times easier to get to it. I also toss my phone in the other side. So I love cargo pants when it comes to riding. Just think they're a little bit more utilitarian. When we come down to the knee, you are getting CE level 2 axial armor at the knee, and it is adjustable. It actually sits inside of pockets inside there, so you can slide it depending on if you need a little bit more. Typically what you want to look at is about 1 inch to 1.5 inches below the top of your kneecap, because in the riding position, as you know, when you sit down, the pants tend to hike up a little bit. That knee armor is going to be exactly in the right position. I love that they're including CE level 2 axial armor in there. A little bit of relief stitching on each side, but a nice tapered look all the way down to the cuff. Norman, you can go ahead and turn to the side and kick out that leg. Let's show them the side profile. Again, you are getting that Aramid, as I mentioned before, at the hip. And here are those cargo pockets on the side. Again, they're built in so they can take a little bit more. It is Velcro closure at the top. That's the one thing I'd honestly would have rather seen maybe a snap, but I will say on the snap pants that I have, like Pandomoto and other brands out there, that tends to still leave an opening that things can fall out. So the nice part about Velcro is that it is as secure as cargo pockets can possibly get. So I like having that. Here's one thing to also note is that it is external access to the knee pockets. So if you get to work and you don't want to have those in there, you can pop them out when you get to work. It does come with a pocket to add hips, but it only comes with that knee armor. So if you're getting to the office, you want to pop them out, you can easily do so without having to take off the pants. Last thing to note on the side is down here at the cuff. If you roll the cuff, you do have a couple inches of blacked out reflective. Some people want that in pants. I like that Street and Steel has hidden it. So you have the option, or you can just run it as we have on the other side without seeing it on there. And that's another thing to also call out is this extra, I'll call it a half football shape of material. Just a lot easier when you're gripping the bike. That's a wear zone. So they've made it so that you have a little bit of an extra fabric on the inside of each leg. Norman, you can go ahead and turn to the back for me. A little bit of a raised rear yoke. I wouldn't call it a high waist or anything like that. I'd call it about a mid-rise on that, but the rear yoke has extra fabric. You do have triple stitching down the seam of the seat. Again, Aramid in the seat as well, but you got that triple stitching on the back, so it's not gonna split open on you. This is the most prone area that you're gonna slide on, so I like that they're reinforcing those areas, and a nice clean look all the way down. And one cool part is it doesn't throw off the front view of the pants or anything like that, but if you see a little bit of tack tack stitching at the back here, that's what's actually holding that stretch liner, that moisture wicking liner in place inside of the pants. So it's not something that throws off the front look, it's just a little tack on the back, and I think that looks a lot cleaner than something in the front of the pants. Norma, you can turn around to the front for me. But there you have it. I'm a fan of cargo pants. I'm a fan of these Mission Cargos, especially when you look at the price point. It's hard to find anything else that's offering CE Level 2 armor, fabric that has been tested to CE AA abrasion resistance, and that easy access with tons of storage on the side. It's hard to find it, especially in that style, and the amount of stretch in here. I think they look dope. Norma thinks they look dope, and that's good enough for me. But if you have any other questions, go ahead and click that info button. That's gonna take you over to the product page where you can read other rider reviews and see what other riders are saying about these new pants. If you still have questions after that, or if you're curious on sizing or the colorways or anything like that, reach out to our customer service agents. They're all riders, happy to help you get set up for your next ride. I want to thank you for joining Norman and I and checking out the all-new Street and Steel Mission Cargo riding pants. I'm Pat. I'll see you in the next video.